Good morning, third graders. Welcome to our home journaling lesson 8. This is one of our last lessons that we'll be doing in this unit, and I'm really excited because today we're going to be learning about how to keep track of all the learning that you've been doing. So I want to share with you this cool quote I found, and it says, "Keep learning, embrace new experiences, see opportunities, surprise yourself." So, a lot of you are the type of learners who get really excited about learning something new. I've seen that when I'm teaching you, and I see how your face just lights up when you learn something new. And I know a lot of you can't wait to go home to tell someone what you just learned. And I'm one of those people too. I find learning so fun. And the more I learn, the more motivated I am to learn more things. So, today I want to teach you that journal writers can write learning logs in order to, one, keep track of all the amazing things you are learning, two, write new learnings in your own words so that you can remember them in the future. Oftentimes, scientists have studied that if you write something down, you're really a lot more likely to remember it later. So that's why it's really important to write down what you've been learning so that you don't forget. And finally, three, learning logs help you stay motivated to learn more. Once you start your learning log, you're going to want to have more and more entries after that because it's so exciting to be able to keep track of what you've been learning. So you might be wondering, where can I find all these new learnings? Well, obviously, and I think a lot of you have already thought about this, but you're reading so much every day during this time. And I bet you're coming across a lot of new learnings as you go. So books are one of the main ways that you're going to find out new things that you're learning. You can also come across new learnings in magazines or even conversations with your friends and family. So around the dinner table tonight, you might hear something new that a family member brought up, and you might write that down in your journal. You can also learn a lot just by observing the world around you. This is actually what a lot of scientists do, a lot of naturalists. If you just kind of even observe from your window, you might learn a lot about the world around you just in that way. You can also watch what's called documentaries. So I'm going to say it again. Documentaries are movies that are true. So that can be a really good opportunity to learn something new by watching a documentary with your family. And one other great way that you can discover new learnings is something I'm going to show you today are mystery science videos. So some of you have seen some of those before, but there are many videos on YouTube that you can watch and learn a lot just in a short amount of time. So today I'm going to teach you how to use this tool. One way that we're going to approach our new learnings today for our journal entry is by following this protocol for reacting to a new learning. First, you want to stop. So whether that's kind of like when you're reading a book, you want to pause reading, you want to think, and then jot down that new learning. And we're going to try this today when we're watching a new video and learning some things. So today I'm going to show you this video of who invented pizza. Now, some of you already might know, but Ms. Klein wants to learn a little bit more, so I'm going to watch this video. Now, later, you're going to also do the same thing. And the way we're going to get to this really great YouTube channel for Mystery Science, all you have to type in at the top of YouTube is Mystery Doug. So I showed that for you here, and I'll make sure that I send that out too before you get started. But once you find this YouTube channel, you can click on here or subscribe, and you're going to find tons of videos to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the video that I found already, and we're going to watch part of it together.
Hi, Doug. Hi.
Oh, and hopefully it loads. Let's try that again.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Celeste.
I have a question for you. Who invented pizza?
Ooh, that is a great question. Pizza. This food gets so many people so excited, doesn't it? I mean, it's not many other foods where the name of the food plus the word party seem to always go together. But what's the story behind pizza? Has it always been a thing? If not, who came up with it and why? I mean, when you really stop and think about it, pizza is kind of an odd combination of ingredients, right? You put cheese and tomato sauce on a piece of bread, and that tastes good? Well, like so many questions about who invented a thing, the answer depends a lot on what you mean. If by pizza you just mean a flat piece of bread with some kind of toppings on it, what today we call a flatbread, then it's impossible to give credit to any one person or even any one country for inventing it. Because flatbreads have been served in lots of countries for a really long time. The country of Greece, for example, where they call it pita instead of pizza. People in the country of Iran have also been making flatbreads for a long time. And people in the country of Lebanon, too. But if
So I'm going to pause there and I'm going to stop and think. What did I just learn from this video so far? Well, I've been thinking that I haven't exactly learned where pizza was invented, but I did learn something about something called flatbread and all the different countries that flatbread was common in even centuries ago. So what I'm going to do, remember my protocol. It says to stop, think, and jot. Now, I'm not going to write it down with a pencil like you see here, but that's something you can do. But I know from my journal that I've been writing it in Google Docs. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new document. Or better yet, if you've already started your journal, you can just go into that same journal that you already shared with your teacher. So for today, though, I'm going to show you how to do it with a blank document. Remember, if you've already written your journal, you can just click on that previous entry. And your journal is probably titled My Journal, just like we practiced. Ooh. Wow, I'm having some trouble. Here we go. Okay, and as always, we want to start with the date. So it's April 24th, 2020. And then I'm going to title this entry my learning log. And it might continue because I might be writing down learning logs from now on for a while because I know I'm going to be learning a lot every single day during this time. So I'm going to title it my learning log. Remember, I'm going to press enter twice so I can separate my title from my entry. I'm going to go back to the left and I'm going to type in first, like what did I learn? So what am I learning from this video? Well, I know I'm going to learn who invented pizza. So I'm actually going to type that in now. Again, I'm doing this now. I'm pausing that video so that I don't forget what I want to write down. Who invented pizza? And because it starts with a who and I'm asking a question, I know I end with a question mark. I'm going to skip in the line again. And I'm going to start off with, and then I know I have a lot more to learn from this video, but I'm going to already start jotting down some of my thoughts so I don't forget. So today I learned that flatbread, which is different from pizzas, but kind of similar, flatbread pizzas have been around for a really long time. That's what they said in the video. Thank you, and it gave me a suggestion. Awesome. Really long time. In fact, and that's a great phrase that you can use when you're talking about something you learn because you're learning facts. So this isn't an opinion, this is like a fact, so I'm writing that down. In fact, many countries, such as, think if you can remember what countries we stumbled across. I might have to look back at the video and think, oh yeah, it was Greece, Iran, and Lebanon. So I'm going to write those down, such as Greece, Iran, and Lebanon have made flatbread for centuries. Centuries means like one century is 100 years. So for hundreds of years, they've been making those flatbreads. Notice I ended with a period because my sentence is over. Okay, so make sure you double check that when you're writing. Sometimes we just get so excited about writing that we forget to put in our punctuation. Okay, I think that's good for now. I think that's all I've learned so far from the video, so I'm going to continue watching.
If by pizza you mean a flatbread with cheese, tomato sauce, and some kind of topping, then we have to look to a different country. Maybe you even know which one. Before I say anything more, now would be a good time to pause the video and take a guess. Where do you think pizza was invented?
Well, I think it might be Italy, just because I know that Italian pizza
Okay, you ready?
is really common. So let's see if we're
We
right.
have to look to the country of Italy.
Yes.
And one city in Italy especially, the city of Naples.
Ooh, I didn't know
In
that.
Naples, Italy, it's been popular for hundreds of years to put tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, and some kind of toppings on a flattened piece of dough. Then bake it in an oven until it's nice and crusty.
So again, I'm going to pause there. While I was kind of certain it was invented in Italy, I didn't know for sure, and I did learn something new. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my entry. and write down that it was different. Like flatbread is different from pizza. So I'm going to say, however, pizza, which includes like what's different about flatbread and pizza is that it includes the sauce. So including the sauce, cheese, and bread. I spelled that wrong, so I'm going to click on that. Just fix that really fast. Was invented in Italy. I'm going to capitalize that because countries are capitalized. Italy, specifically in a city called Naples. So that's what I've learned so far again. And notice I ended with that period. So once I end with a period, maybe I'm going to go back to the video to see if I can learn anything else from it.
While we don't know of any one person in Naples who might have invented pizza, there's a story about a person who might be responsible for making pizza a worldwide sensation. You see, a long time ago, pizza was not popular with everyone in Italy. People like the rich kings and queens of Italy considered it a poor person's food, especially since the ingredients were often things being used up so that they wouldn't go to waste. Got some leftover fish from dinner last night? Great, put it on the pizza. Got some leftover garlic? Put it on the pizza. According to legend, all of this may have changed because of one person, an Italian baker named Raffaele Esposito. The Queen of Italy herself, Queen Margherita, was visiting Raffaele's home city of Naples, and Raffaele was invited to come prepare a meal for her and the king, any meal he wanted to make. Raffaele was determined to get the king and the queen to like pizza. Instead of using leftovers for toppings, he came up with an idea. For one of the pizzas he prepared for the queen, he would honor her by using the colors of the Italian flag: tomatoes for red, mozzarella cheese for white, and basil leaf for green. The queen loved it, or supposedly did anyway. Esposito said afterwards that he received a letter from the queen herself, saying that she found his special pizza delicious. He framed it in his restaurant and named this style of pizza Margherita Pizza after the queen. From that point on, pizza became a sensation. Lots of people all throughout Italy wanted to try it, and they loved it too. Then it started spreading to other countries: Argentina, Brazil, the United States. Today, you can find pizza in just about every country on earth. And each place makes it their own. In Chicago, USA, near where I grew up, they're famous for their deep dish pizza. Or my personal favorite, the small town of Palmyra, Missouri, where my wife is from. People put sauerkraut on their pizza. I know, that might sound gross, but I'm telling you, I tried it and I think it's great.
So I'm going to pause the video again. I think I learned quite a bit from that last part. So I'm going to try to capture that in my own words. Again, I'm using my own words because it's actually going to really help me remember better when I tell my friends, like, hey, you want to know more about pizza? I have all these cool facts to tell you because I wrote it down. So I'm going to remember it a little bit better. So I'm going to say, oh, that interesting fact. So people in Italy used to consider pizza to be a poor person's food, which is really interesting because I know a lot of rich people probably, well, I don't really know a lot of rich people, but I know a lot that probably would eat a lot of pizza because it's so yummy, but not everyone knew it was so yummy. So people in Italy used to consider pizza to be a poor man's or poor person's food until the king and queen of Italy tried it for the first time and found it to be delicious. Soon enough, everyone in Italy wanted pizza. Now you can find pizza in almost every country on earth. Great. So I think that's pretty good for what I've learned from that video, but I'm not quite done yet with my entry. What I'm going to add in is I'm going to press space a couple times, and I'm going to add in some questions that I still have about the same topic so that I can on my own time, try to answer these questions, or maybe ask around, ask my family, ask my friends, hey, do you know the answers to these questions? So that later I can come back in my entry and write down some of those answers. So I'm still thinking, what that video didn't tell me was, what is the most popular type of pizza in the world? Question mark, because it's a question. What else? Oh yeah. What is the most popular pizza topping? And finally, I have a good idea of how pizza is made, but I would like to learn a little bit more. So, how is pizza made? So again, when you finish your entry, one thing you can do is write down some questions you still have about the same topic. And remember that you might start your journal entry with today I learned. And you might want to include a transition phrase like in fact, because you are talking about facts that you've learned. Now, I'm going to go back to this page, and your job today is to try it on your own. You're going to choose a video to watch from Mystery Doug's YouTube channel. So I'm going back to that channel, and you're going to notice so many other awesome questions that Mystery Doug is going to answer. So you can choose from any of these. And when you're done, you can watch many more. So you can be an expert on a lot of these topics, which will be really fun for you. And then you're going to pause the video every now and then, just like I did, after you learn something new. So remember to stop, think, and jot. Write down what you learn in a new journal entry. And then write down a list of questions you still have about the topic. If you come across an answer to one of those questions in the future, you can go back and write down what you learned. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of your entries from today. Remember that in order to get on to watch those Mystery Doug videos, all you have to type in at the top of your YouTube search is Mystery Doug. But please make sure you have your family's permission to do that on YouTube before you begin. Okay, best of luck to everyone.